Hello and welcome to another identity management video. Today we're going to be looking at a product that I've been using quite a lot over the last few years called MIM Test, formerly MIM Test, produced by a company called Software IDM. It is a paid for product, but it is one of the best tools I've used in the last few years. If you've heard of Identity Panel, it sort of sits within that sort of product. What it allows me to do is to do a lot of testing in a very short time frame. So every night I have my test scheduled to run, and I know any new developments I've added to the solution hasn't broken all the existing functionality. And this is normally something that you'd leave until the end of your development cycle. So it's really useful to have that sort of tool in place, and it gives me the confidence that when I give it to the customer ready for their UAT, that the issues they discover are going to be sort of minor or feature request changes. So with that being said, what I want to do is just give you a demo of how it works. I'm going to go through the steps individually, so we're not going to automate it, but at least it'll give you an idea of how it all works. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to create some backups. So we'll start that running now. And what this does is it will stop the services on the Sync Engine box, back up the database, start the services again, and it'll do the same for the portal and any other databases that you have configured. So we've got the HR system, the Sync Engine, and the portal. So they're all nicely backed up now, ready for us to start running our tests. So the first test we're going to do is we're just going to create a user. Before I click on creating that user, we're just going to have a quick look in the Sync Engine, and we can see that the operation logs are empty, so there's nothing there. And in the portal, we'll just have a look for the search requests, and again, there's nothing here because we've not done anything so far today. So let's kick off that create a user, and we'll see all the steps now that it's going to run. We can see the status that it is. If we go into the Sync Engine, we can see those run profiles appearing in the operations tab, and hopefully if we go into the portal, we can see that we have the export running. So yep, brilliant, we've got the completed task there, and now we've got the export to AD, and if we go back, we can see that's now completed. So what we'll do now is we'll run the update, and we'll hit run, and again we've got a list of those tasks showing us what it's going to run. If we go back to the operations tab, we can see those tasks appearing in there. It's actually already finished, and again if we go back to the portal, we've got the update to the person. So now we'll run the delete. So we're just going to sort of send there a lever now. Again, it gives us a list of steps that it's going to run. We can see in the HR system we've got an import delete. It's processing those steps, and we'll go to the search requests, and we'll see we've got the 3 requests there now: the create, update, and delete. And in the panel we've got all those different tasks. So those tests are now complete, and what we want to do now is we want to restore the database. Before we restore the database, I'll just quickly talk you through what it's going to do. It's going to stop the services, and it will then restore the database to what they are. And what we should expect to see is all these run profiles disappear and the search requests to disappear. Okay, so we'll run that step now. So it's now stopping the services on the different boxes. It'll be restoring the databases, and so we go to the Sync Engine. It's not actually looks like it's done anything yet, but if we close it down and start it again, we'll see that those operations are now all gone. So it's back to how it was at the start. Any unique account names it's created have been cleared, and it will start from clean again. And if we go into the search requests, again all those search requests are gone. So we're sort of back to that blank state. If we want to have a look to see how those tests have done, we can have a look in the history. We've got our test case here for the user deletion. We've got our test here, so we've got our fixture, which is sort of telling it this is what we want to change in the HR system. So we want to delete that user from the HR system because they're a leaver. and this is our assertion. And what that assertion is saying is that the user no longer exists in this system. So that user is no longer in the AD. So that's nice and quick. So if you just want to sort of do tests, sort of ad hoc testing, you can do. But you can also produce reports to show the activity. And this is going to include all the previous testing I've done. But we can see these ones here that we've run. We've got the backup at 12:27. We've got the create user, which had the fixture, create a user, and the assertion. The update ones here as well, and then the deletion ones, and then confirmation that the database has been restored successfully at the end. And the great thing is that if you have this as part of your schedule, you can configure it so it just emails this report out at the end of the schedule, so you don't even need to log into a server. You just get in the next morning and you can look at the email, open the report, and you can see that all your tests have passed. And it's great because you can just crack on with the continue developing, or you can see that some tests have failed. And so it might be the account name creation process has started failing, or the lever process has started failing. And so you can have a look at that and fix the issue. And because you're looking at it within a day of making the changes, what you changed the previous day is fresh in your mind. So when you come to fix it, it's also fresh in your mind. Whereas if you wait till the end of the sprint or the end of development and it was sort of 3 or 4 weeks ago, it might be a little bit less fuzzy in the mind what changes you'd made. So that's a really quick introduction to MIM Test. What we've seen today is running the task to back up the database, run some tests of user creation, deletion, and then restoring the database back to its previous state. We've seen how you can track the status of those tests in the history, and how you can also produce a report to show the output. I hope you found this video useful. What I hope to do in the upcoming videos around this sort of MIM Test solution is give you some videos on how you can create your tests in the product, and so you can, if you do decide to purchase this product, you've got some nice reference videos that you can use to help you configure your solution. Thank you very much for watching. Any queries or questions about the product, leave them in the comment section below. I'll put the link to the Software IDM website in the description as well, so if you have any questions you can contact them. But hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a like, and thank you very much. Goodbye.